Now, someone once said that we have two lives, and the second one begins when we realize we only have one.
Mr. Mexican on fire this morning. Some energy in the air. It's great to have that kind of mindset the start of this brand new week.
Definitely. Now, it's a new week. It comes with new opportunities, and of course, after the weekend, it takes the right amount of PUSH. Push to get them. Titi has been doing some muscle pump.
Yes, so
yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. We have to get into work mode, people. That's why we come with the right vibe. We come to brighten your day. We come every morning with the right message to start you off in the right direction for the week.
Somebody else to take you on that flight.
Yes, so
is Danny.
I thought
Danny
I was the cheesy one.
Penthouse on private jet flight.
Oh, let's go.
I see Titi is rubbing off you, but that's good. Good morning, guys. How you guys doing? It's a brand new week, right? And I hope you're ready for what we have for you, because we're definitely ready to serve you in cloud mode.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So yeah, keep watching.
I feel like she's about to tell us to fasten our seatbelts or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm gonna rub myself.
Wow.
I'm gonna rub myself.
Wow.
No cheese, but hey.
You're gonna get the cheese one day.
Come on, we have stuff here that is premium for you. My name is Mike Mexican.
And I'm Titi Layo Oyinson. Let's begin today's show, shall we? We have been given the license to thrill in the next 1 hour, 45 minutes.
Stream the show live. If you have to be on the go, it's at TVC Entertainment.tv. On Facebook, it's at TVC Connect. Send in your comments on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
And when you download the TVC app, if you haven't done it already, what are you waiting for? Android, iOS, no matter what you're using, you get unrestricted access to our premium programming anywhere you might be.
All right, we kick off the show this morning with highlights from the Kellogg's Mom's Breakfast that took place over the weekend. Of course, we have motivation this morning. Sharif Badamusi here. We're talking finance motivation, and the topic is I don't earn enough. What can I do? That would relate with me, of course. I don't know about anybody, but for me, he will be providing the answers that I need. I will not miss this one.
Is money ever enough, though? Right after that, we're going to be enjoying some music. Rano Wale is going to be here, and we're going to have a performance.
And then, of course, we have Uju Oputa, the CEO of Slay Car Accessories, a business established in 2019. They specialize in importation, sales, and distribution of automobile accessories, spare parts, and paints. She will be letting us in on how a business is carried out on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it just makes you feel like going car shopping when you see all those accessories, right?
You used to go car shopping. You know what you want to buy before you go. See.
You can window shop now, Winnie.
No, we can do grocery shopping. You go there, you don't have what you have in mind. I'm going to buy tomatoes, sardine, pepper. I'm going to go and buy car. It's like 1 month. You already know what you want. You don't need to like one. You already planned. Check me. It's go 5. I want to buy you. Let me make this thing.
How was your weekend?
A weekend. Oh man, it was a very, very eventful and chaotic weekend. But someone once said that chaos is a ladder.
Okay.
Yeah, a ladder.
So
it depends. You can climb it or you can climb down. Of course, I was Littlefinger. I love my Game of Thrones references. Of course, I can't wait for House of Dragons. But yes, it was a very, very chaotic weekend. But then we are here bright and early.
Winnie, when did you get back from Barbados? What time did the flight land?
I'm not back yet. You can only perceive my presence. But if you check, really, I'm not here.
Flight jokes for now.
And I know you were sleeping, you were resting. Quite a lot of the weekend.
I made that extra effort to rest, but I also went through a series of tests. I did say last week I was going to go for some health checks. I did everything from dental to eyes to, there's something called a stress test where they put you on a treadmill and they make you run for 10 minutes.
Footballers always do that. It's and then you have you have
the leads,
the machines all to your chest and all of that, and then they're checking how you're moving.
It was interesting. I didn't believe I could last that long on the treadmill at that speed, like at a go, and it was interesting. Blood tests, all that, just to be sure everything's a-okay. And for those that are watching, you owe it to your family to make sure you are a-okay. So go get yourself checked out.
Definitely, definitely.
While you're checking out, work out, do exercise, stand up, move around. Okay?
It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. In less than 48 hours, 2 police stations in Imo State and the residents of Ohaneze Ndigbo president have been attacked after the attack on the country home of Professor George Obiozo and the divisional police headquarters in Umunkuma community. On Saturday, gunmen attacked the Imo Divisional Police Headquarters, Oru East local government area. The hoodlums were said to have invaded the area in large numbers with various calibers of improvised explosive devices to set Umma police station on fire, and in the early hours of yesterday. Now, a statement by the police public relations officer, Michael Abatam, confirmed that the gunmen shot sporadically but were swiftly repelled by the command's tactical teams and operatives of the DSS, who responded immediately. He added that other members of the group scampered into the bushes, with a number of them sustaining various degrees of bullet wounds, and none of the joint security operatives hurt in the incident. The police PRO also disclosed that 5 undetonated IEDs were recovered from the bandits. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the destruction of buildings, assets of the Nigerian police in Imo State and the home of Professor George Obiozo, the President General of the Ohaneze Ndigbo and leading voice of the moderation of the affairs in the country. The President, in a statement by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said the violence in the sub-region is deeply distressing, urging everyone to maintain peace, adding that the law and order capabilities in the southeast are being strengthened. He also called on the people of Imo State in particular and the sub-region in general to remain calm as the police and other agencies are working to ensure normalcy is restored. President Buhari extended sympathies to the police authorities over the losses of men and materials and to Professor Obiozo, who he urged to maintain his commitment to the peace and oneness of the Federation against these senseless terrorists. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has questioned the whereabouts of 11 trillion naira meant to provide regular electricity supply in Nigeria since 1999. SERAP is now asking President Muhammadu Buhari to direct the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Abalami, and appropriate anti-corruption agencies to thoroughly investigate the alleged disappearance of the funds. Deputy Director of SERAP, Kolawole Uluwadari, in a statement asked the President to refer to the International Criminal Court all unimplemented reports of corruption in the electricity sector and to arrest and surrender those named in the reports to the court for prosecution. SERAP believes the investigation into the allegations of missing funds and prosecution of suspected perpetrators would end the culture of impunity and address the the persistent collapse of the electricity grid. And that's all we have time for when it comes to the news. About the AMVCA press conference, and of course, the nominees have been released online, yeah?
Yes, this was prior, just a day before the nominees were revealed. Yeah. And AMVCA has, there was no AMVCA last year due to, I think it was COVID.
Yes. COVID,
due to COVID and all of that. So a number of people have been waiting for it, and the list is out.
Yeah. So some really key things to note, like for instance, the nominees for Best Director has 3 ladies in it, and I found that very significant, being International Women's Month and all. I will mention Bolanle Austin Peters, nominated for Collision Course. We also have Mildred Okwo for La Femme Anjola, and Hamisha Diyani from Namaste Wahala. if you remember that, the Bollywood/Nollywood, blend. Yeah, that was such a great movie to watch, actually. So there's quite a lot to look out for. Nominations for makeup, lighting, sound, best documentary, best writer, everything.
So I would, you know, for AMVCA has done quite well for the industry, you know, and kudos to them. You know, they've done quite a very nice job. A number of movies where had multiple nominations. I know that Nek had a Pretty Serpent, multiple.
Queen Amina
as well.
Yeah, Ahana, Rattlesnake, multiple. Amina, multiple. Quite a number of them multiple. But, you know, the difference between what we do here and the Oscars, you know, there's a major difference, which a number of people have tried to compare this with the Oscars, and they're quite two entirely different things. This is a Viewer's Choice Awards. So that means that if you are nominated, at this point around, it depends on votes. And not votes based on members or
of an academy,
or members of an industry. This is a public vote.
But the Directors' Award, however, is actually closed. It's not public.
Okay, it's not public. So I know there are 1 or 2 awards that will happen. And also, I think the Trailblazer Award, which is supposed to be for the latest buzz in town and all of that. So it's quite different in that regard. Because a number of people have criticized the AMVCA, but you have to understand, when you understand this, then you'll probably be a little bit less critical of what they do.
You
know. There's also a brand new
category for skit makers.
Or social media content creators.
So we have actually that. We have Mr. Macaroni for that one on his multi-personality disorder. We had Kayamata, different of them, and Tauma, of course. And I think that's actually very interesting and. Considering the fact that we're in a social media age, and of course, this really short skits also classify as movies or films in their own right, and they're actually doing really well.
They're the ones that have the buzz. You know, when you think about it, how much of content we, you know, consume on social media. You know, they are the boss. If somebody wants to get word out there, get a skit maker, get somebody out to do this. So I think that, yes, when it comes to that, more people who have seen the skits than they have seen the movies.
I was about to even say that. I've seen more skits than I've seen.
Than you've seen movies and all of that. And then you have favorites and all this. So yeah, that's cool, and that's a good one.
Very key. So I'm wondering, you know, who's going to come out on top. Of course, we're going to do everything possible to bring the winners of the awards on set, as we always do. We've had so many of them come on set after the fact, even before the fact, and we've been able to actually connect with these actors, directors, producers on another level to find out what their inspiration is, what keeps them going, even though there's so many challenges in the industry that have been holding them back.
You know, this particular one actually got me because, I mean, presently I'm still like running a course, producing. And that actually, because most of these movies were understudied, right, at school and things like that. So we actually watched them in class, and we actually were told certain things to look out for, what makes great movies, what literally kills movies. And it's amazing to actually see that some of these movies we actually studied actually did get nominated for those things we actually paid particular attention to. For instance, a movie like Amina, for instance, the costuming, the art direction, it was actually exquisite. You look at those little details that probably people generally don't look at or they actually overlook. So I mean, of course, the MVCAs have actually done their bits. But however, I must talk about the fact that certain movies were expected, no, I won't say expected, actually expected, right? Because some classes of mine anticipated to be on the list, but they actually weren't there.
Why was King of Boys not there in any way?
That particular one.
This is not the first time there has been talk of, I don't know, some sort of boycotting or something, I don't know, but this is like the second year where something where Kemi Adetibas put up something and we don't hear anything from that
about it.
I would really love to you know, find out why, you know, that. But then this is a project that is noteworthy because you look at it now. When you look at you know, there are some movies that they say these ones are made for award kind of movies. And then there's some movies that have the buzz, you know. So what awards is that there's a mixture of both. There are movies that are critically acclaimed by industry experts, and then there are those that are audience acclaimed. And most of the time, they're not the same. That a movie is acclaimed by critics doesn't mean that the audience will take to it. In fact, most times, the highest critically acclaimed movies are not really accepted by the audience. And then the only movie that broke that trend is movies directed by arguably the best producer and director in the world, James Cameron. That had to do with Avatar, the Titanics and all of that. He's the one that will do a movie that the critics will do.
Yeah, they cannot, actually.
And the audience will do.
Oh, yeah, that's export the international market.
Very
Let's
few.
talk about Nigeria. Like, considering where Nollywood is coming from. Right? And movies we have
you
now.
also, I feel like you also can have a mix of both. There are some movies we actually look down, and those are the exquisite movies that the critics will say yeah, the audience will also say yeah.
At this point, we have to say congratulations to all the nominees of the AMVCAs. We can't wait to see who comes out on top. But once you're on that list, you're already a winner. At this point, we're going to take a quick break. Wake Up Nigeria continues. Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria Kitchen is alive with Chef Adenike. She's here from Taste Imaginations, and she's going to be helping our imaginations run wild today. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday morning.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
All right, so it looks like something special is about to go down. Okay, what are we making?
Okay, so today we are making, you can see we have chicken fillet here. So we're making pepper soup. Oh. Not really pepper soup, but let's say chicken soup.
Okay.
Chicken soup with, we have this batten bread here.
All right.
So it's just something.
So this is chicken pepper soup, and you're having bread slices by the side.
Yes.
Okay.
There will be a little bit of tomato salsa on top of the bread.
Interesting. All right. Now we have to go over the ingredients.
Okay.
Well, let's go over the ingredients one by one.
Okay, so here we have the chief ingredient, which is the bread, and then the batten bread, and then we have for the chicken soup, we have our fillet chicken, and then we have the ingredient to spice it up. And so we have carrots, green pepper, or bell pepper, onion, lemon. We need a squeeze of that, and then we have our garlic, and then cornstarch to thicken it a bit, and then we have our pepper to make it.
All right, so let's talk spices. You have this
black pepper.
Black pepper. What type of pepper is that exactly?
Well, some people call it in this part of the world Cameroon pepper.
Cameroon pepper.
Whatever kind of.
Okay, and this is?
This is just this masala, like curry masala.
Oh, it's a mix of different.
Yes, natural spices.
Okay, and what's
this is
this
actually all seasoning, like adobo.
Oh, wow. Yes. Okay, all right. So adobo seasoning, some mixed masala seasoning. This is vegetable oil, or is it olive oil?
Yes, any kind of oil of your choice.
All right, fantastic. And then black pepper. All right, so we have that on lockdown. So what are we going to use? Are we going to use a skillet, rather a pan, or are we using a deep dish pot?
Well, we actually have the, like 1001 method we can use to prepare this dish, this simple breakfast.
Yeah.
But basically for this morning, I want to make it as simple as possible so that even children at home can try it.
Fantastic.
So we just boil it, boil
the chicken?
The chicken.
All right.
It's already clean. And then we had our we'll have to chop the carrots.
All right. So let's get to it. Which one are we going to work with first?
This.
The chicken.
Yes.
All right, so let's get to it. What do we need? All right,
we need to chop this too.
Okay, all right. So we're going to be chopping the carrots and some of the other vegetables. So the chicken, the pan isn't hot yet, which is already
we need to add water.
No problem. Okay. We'll get the water for you while the pan is getting hot.
Yes.
But let's maybe get to some of the chopping at this point.
The carrots.
I'm a very big fan of crunchy vegetables.
Okay.
You know, when vegetables are colorful and crunchy, it just makes the meal so much more interesting. Okay. So you're scraping the carrots.
Then we'll rinse it and then.
Okay. All right. And we rinse and get it done. So what will we be doing with the tomatoes?
Yes, just to prepare a little bit of salsa.
Dice
it and then dice the onion. This goes together. Then we just like stir fry, and then we'll be adding that on top of the bread.
Okay, fantastic.
By the time I'm ready to serve it.
So I'm a very big fan of...
The lemon juice will come last. Just squeeze it out and then add it to the soup to give it a very nice deal. And this is chicken stock here.
Yes, we didn't talk about the chicken stock. So what sort of spices did you add to the chicken before you got this?
Basically just onion, pinch of salt, and then the adobo.
Adobo seasoning. Okay. All right, fantastic. All right, so I'm interested in seeing how you spice this up. because I'm thinking I might try and make this maybe sometime later on. Because these are the kinds of ingredients you have just lying around in your fridge, and we try to make sure we give you different options for you to make for your family. Now, if you decide to make this at home, all you need is some carrots, you need onions, you need tomato, you need green pepper, garlic. Maybe
you could even add spring onion or peas. You know, just make sure there's this green and orange to make it colorful, and then mix it.
Now, it doesn't actually have to be only the chicken breast. You could also use little bits of chicken all over. Now, this is a good option possibly for lunch. We're still here with Chef Adenike from Taste Imaginations, and she's making chicken soup. Now, I know that when it comes to chicken, when it comes to soup, everybody has their own different way of making it. But when you have the original chicken soup, you have to add something to make it yours. Wow. Okay. All right. So we have quite a lot of activity going on here. Let me just take this out of your way. Okay. All right. So there's tomato on the chopping board right now. Okay. So what's happening with this tomato? Talk to us.
I'm trying to make tomato salsa.
Salsa.
Chop.
Okay.
Chopped. You know, or you dice it, and then with your onion, and then just try to stir fry, add little spices.
All right, so, you know, most of us blend it. We mostly blend tomato or, you know, mash it, but you're dicing.
Yes.
Is there a particular reason for that?
Well, I just want it in chunks.
You just want it in chunks? Okay.
Yes, and it beautifies. You don't want to make a paste and spread it on your bread.
Okay, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense, makes sense. All right, so now I would love for everyone to see what's happening in here. Probably not used to seeing your chicken like this. Now, this is the chicken breast that we started with earlier, and some spices have been added to water. So we also have some carrots and green peppers also being boiled
as well use your,
there.
Yes, peas or spring onion, anything green of your choice.
Fantastic.
I think we've not added this.
So you're about to add something now?
That's the black pepper.
Black
a little bit the way you love it. Because it's a bit hot. You know, in this part of the world, and as we are entering rainy season, this is a very delicious breakfast you can have at home for you and children.
All right. So I know you were grating something. What was it you grated earlier? Garlic.
Garlic
clove. Okay. So you added garlic in here as well.
And
the pepper has been added. Fantastic.
So I think I'll be adding this at the end of it, the cornstarch with the little chicken stock here together. All right. Pour to thicken it up.
So to make a salsa, the ingredients we need are...
For tomato salsa, it's just tomato and then some chopped onions.
Okay, fantastic.
And then just spice it up.
For those who are wondering if they can put this together themselves, if you're at home right now, just go to your cupboards, go to your fridge and see what you have in there. Do you have any tomatoes? Do you have any garlic? Do you have maybe leftover half onion? You never know. Just put them together with some of your chicken stock and add it to that chicken in the pot. Bring it to the boil and you're well on your way. Now you can use cornstarch to thicken it later on. And of course you can add pepper to make sure it's hot like the way we like it in Africa. All right, good morning. Now it doesn't actually matter your pace or how slowly you go as long as you don't stop.
This reminds me of a Chinese proverb. I'll talk about that later. But then on this show, we are not slow.
No.
We're fast and we don't stop. We have another hour, maybe 45 minutes to go to satisfy you.
Yes,
because we know you definitely can't get enough of what we have in store for you.
Welcome to the second half of the show. This is Wake Up Nigeria. We have about 45 minutes left, as he said. Still so much more to give. Speaking of the gift that keeps on giving, Miss Winfrey.
Winfrey, where have you been?
Woohoo!
I thought last time I saw it was Friday because she doesn't look like I've seen it this morning. But we'll definitely get to see more Winfrey.
I will ignore that statement. And you and Mr. Shegun, you will pay for it. Anyways, we're here in the kitchen. We're actually making chicken soup and bread, which reminds me very much of when I was in law school. So we actually had 3 law school dinners, and we always served bread and chicken soup right at the beginning of the dinners.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Interesting, really interested. Can I get the name of that school? I need the name of
law school, Nigerian Law School.
This is Nigeria. Are you sure? Okay, I'm just confirming. Just confirming it's in Nigeria.
There's not. Is there only one law school? Is it only one law school?
We had a 3-course meal. And
but it's only one law school now. It's only one.
No, no, it's not now.
So we want the...
Sorry, it's one law school. Yes, different states. Different states.
It's not only one.
It's Nigerian law school. It's Nigerian law school. One law school.
See, they have branch. There's branch office. So it's law school. But you don't need to tell us the branch, but hey, come on. Of course, we have a wonderful show here. Stream the show live. It's at tvcentertainment.tv. Of course, on Facebook at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC to connect with us.
My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
Mike Mesikeno is mine. Let's get straight to what we have left on the show today. We have motivation,
yes,
right? Financial motivation for you. Of course.
What do you do?
We've got Sheriff Badamose, and we'll be talking about I don't earn enough. What can I do? Now this is me asking that question. Well, I don't earn enough. Sheriff, of course, is the founder and principal consultant of JPI & Consult, a personal and business consultancy that optimizes people and business capabilities.
Johnson Daniel, popularly known as Reno, is going to be performing for us today. Reno Wale is going to be here. He's an Afro-pop act, started up as a backup singer, but now he's entertaining his fans on his own.
And on SME today, we have Uju Oputa. She's the CEO of Slay Car Accessories, a business established in 2019. They specialize in importation, sales, and distribution of automobile accessories, spare parts, and paint. She'll be letting us in on how business is carried out on a day-to-day basis.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, it's a beautiful Monday morning. And right about now, I'm about to have an interview right here on the couch on motivation. And doing justice to this very important topic is Sheriff Badamose. And he's here to discuss, I don't earn enough. What can I do? Now, Sheriff is the founder and principal consultant of GPIN Consults, personal and business consultancy that optimizes people and businesses' capabilities. He will be providing answers to your questions, as we have discussed. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now we have a very interesting conversation at hand. Where would you like to start?
I don't earn enough. Actually, I don't earn enough to save. What can I do? That's a pressing question that a lot of people are asking.
Especially now.
Especially now.
Yeah.
But the general response to that is most people tend to feel that if I can go school out there and earn as much as possible, side income, hustle, whatever it is, I can just make enough to be comfortable, right? But the problem is that it doesn't actually work that way.
Okay, so how does it work exactly?
Because the problem is, as we're earning, and we know that wages in this country has not increased in a manner that we want to. We fought for minimum wage of 30,000 from the last minimum wage.
And then every other thing went up.
And everything else went up.
Yeah.
And it continues to go up. So the rate at which we're earning is way slower than the rate at which all the prices and inflation is going up.
Very true.
So what, as an individual, can I do to be able to stave off the inflation or keep abreast of things? Now, there are two things. There's something I call the wage trap. Now, the wage trap is, it's a phrase I coined, but it's something that I've seen a lot with a lot of people working in full-time employment or as business owners. The wage trap is if you're stuck in a particular wage for 3 years, then you have a problem.
Okay.
Right? 1 year is bad enough, but I'm giving 3 years because I'm trying to be reasonable to a certain extent. But if you're stuck in the same wage for 3 years in the sense that you're in the same job, you haven't got a promotion, then there's a problem with your value delivery. So one of the things I look at in my money program is earnings capability. And your earnings capability is your ability to be able to command naira or command money, you know, and that is directly tied. That is directly tied to your value proposition.
Okay, now I will stop you there, and the reason is this. Okay, why I chuckled when you said command naira. Naira seems to be quite a difficult currency to command.
Yes.
And the reason being that I'm thinking of how, okay, you know what? You're talking about, okay, being stuck on one salary for a while. But then again, for too long, right? In Nigeria, as we know it, to be honest, you might actually be given a whole lot of value. But then again, you're not getting the raise you're actually meant to get. You know, now, in those situations, how can we?
Your future, everybody's future is in their hands,
Definitely.
right? If you know yourself and you're confident enough to say, this is what I can provide, and this is how much I believe I am worth in terms of value, what happens with a lot of people is maybe they feel that they're unjustly treated in the workplace. They're not able to command an increase in salary, maybe because your boss is saying things are hard, so everybody has to buckle down. But the reality is we have options. There are options.
Okay.
We stay. We stick. I've done it before. I've stayed in a job for 5 years plus, and I just realized that, hey, come on, I'm not earning more than I'm supposed to earn.
Okay.
So you have the option to actually move on to something else.
Okay.
We have side income, we have all that, but it's difficult because when you're in full-time employment, that tends to command most of your time.
Very true.
So the ability to be able
true.
to do something on the side is not necessarily easy for Nigerians, and to do it effectively. Especially with the kind of So how much would you really be gaining, and at what cost? Sometimes to the cost of health, and many other different, or family and things like that.
Yes, exactly.
So when you're stuck in full-time employment like that, you need to be able to command additional value. Let your bosses see what value you're bringing to the table. And on a lot of occasions, some people actually don't provide that value. They think that it's just by working more hours or doing things like that. No, you have to be able to bring something new to the table. I've been in this particular role for the last year or two, you know, and I've been commanding this particular salary. What else can I bring to add value to that company, to improve the bottom line? And it can say, I did that.
Okay.
You know, so we have to be able to do that. I'm not saying all employers would recognize this, in which case you have to start dusting off your CV and finding out the next best thing to do. This is scary for most people, but it is still a choice we all have to make individually to say, I'm going to go to the next highest bidder, someone that can give me a little bit more for the value that I'm bringing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so now
tough choices.
Okay, so from that, I'm actually getting that you're saying, okay, fine, at a point where you feel you're not earning enough, you should probably look for more to do or find a way to add more value increase your income. Now, I've heard a number of times people say that, see, it doesn't matter how much you earn. If you're not a saver when you have little, you'll never be a saver when you have so much. So what's your take on that?
That is completely true, and I completely subscribe to that ideology.
Okay.
Now, on the one hand, you're fighting for your earnings, right? To improve your earnings, to improve your value, to be seen and be paid more. On the other hand, you have to build a habit, what I call a progressive habit. When I started saving no more than about 1,000 naira a month. And this was many, many years ago, about 1996. And I did that intentionally, not because the money was significant, but I needed to put myself in the position where I was building a habit, something that when the big money comes. And guys, the truth about it is that the big money will come. The thing is, it will come. There's something about consistency that always wins.
Very true.
Something about consistency that always wins. So what I say to people is that continue just doing it. It doesn't matter the amount, build a habit. Because the day the big money comes, you're already programmed to put something aside. Programmed to say, I'm going to continue adding to this, doing this, and adding to that. And what you're doing is building liquidity. Because again, the end goal is to transition you to become an investor. Truth be told, only investors can succeed with money. Only investors. But it's not easy to become an investor because you need cash to become an investor. And what a lot of people say is that I don't have enough to save. Saving is a starting point. So as you save, you build up your liquidity. When it's enough to buy certain investments, and you buy that. And what you find is that because of interest payments, compounding and things like that, your money is now multiplying. You're still earning, by the way, and you're just feeding that mechanism. But you have to build that mechanism so that it's easier for your money to start working for you, and eventually investment wins at the end of the day.
Very true. Okay, so now since we're at the investment point, let me backtrack. Let me take you back a little, right? It's great to get to that point. We understand the importance of investing. Now, before we get there, we need to build that saving habit.
That pot,
exactly. So now back to the topic of I don't earn enough, as you said, to save. What can I do? So now, what are the tips? What tips can we actually practically get involved with to help us with our saving, especially in a country where the economy seems to literally be constantly against us?
Okay. One, liquidity. So you're working your earnings. We've already talked about that. Number two, you start saving, right? Now the question is, where do you save?
Where do you save?
Now,
how do you save?
What do you save? What do you save? The amount is not the problem. We've established that. So even if it's 100 naira a week or 1,000 naira a month, take that 1,000 naira, open an account. Right? That has nothing to do with your daily operations. Absolutely nothing. Do not have a bank card to that account. And just keep throwing that money in there. And forgetting about it. The discipline is forgetting. right? I taught myself to do that. I taught myself to forget where I put money. Just keep doing it. It's just like when you're going through your clothes and you just find like 200 naira in your wallet or your pocket. You know, you just left that. You just feel very good. But you do this for yourself. You intentionally block out the fact that you're putting 1,000 naira every month into a particular account. Let it continue growing and keep feeding that. And even if you have emergencies, you try your best not to even rely on that at all. I'm not saying it works all the time. Sometimes you might need to dip your hand. But even that, you have saved yourself. It's like paying it forward. But you keep putting that money in. Sometimes you're only able to put 500, 200, 100. Just keep throwing in that. It's like putting it in a big barrel and not knowing how much is in that barrel. And at the end of the year, you break it open just to see exactly what's in there. So you just do that. But you must have a bank account that is not associated with your daily lifestyle operations and things like that. Something that doesn't have a bank card, and something preferably in a bank that is very far away from you. And you have to walk to be able to get to that bank. These are the things that I do. It's almost like, it's a trap. You punish yourself. So they give you thinking time. And you just go, do I really need to withdraw this money? And all that. So those are some practices. Don't use people. Because sometimes some people will say, oh, maybe my auntie will say for me, my uncle. Everybody is in the problem.
They'll use your money,
they can use your money. You might not be able to get it back. So do it yourself. But you have to have that discipline on your own to be able to say, I'm on the path towards doing this. Guys, it might take 20 years, it might take 15 years, 30 years, but it's a habit. I'm still doing it. Since 1996, I'm still doing it till today, and I never stopped doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for all of this insights and tips on saving here and there. We always appreciate a good motivation on a Monday morning. Thank you very much.
Great to be here.
Okay, I mean, that was really interesting to talk about. Save, all right? Don't spend all those little monies here and there. Put them somewhere. Put them away, far away.
Thank you for staying with us. It's time for SME, and we have Uju Oputa. Now, she's the CEO of Car Accessories. It's a business established in 2019. They specialize in the importation, sales, and distribution of automobile accessories, spare parts, and paints. Now, we'll be talking to her, and she'll let us know how business is going on with her. You are welcome, Uju. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Now, that's a lovely business. This is, in some way, pimping my ride, pimping your car and all of that, car accessories. How did this start for you?
Okay, you know, growing up, we always watch Pimp My Ride, the show you see on the MTV.
Exactly, with exhibits.
And exhibits. And, you know, for me, it was interesting to watch. And my dad actually sells, he's into car paints and refinishes.
Oh, okay.
So he used to be the foremost distributor of Sekin's products.
So we can say maybe this business is in the family, right?
Well, I can say yes.
Yes, it's in the family.
Yes,
it's in the family. All right.
Because, for us in Car, it was more like a desire to see people get more comfortable in their cars. Because a typical person in Lagos, you spend hours in your car. And if you're not fighting cockroaches, depending on the state of your car, because working with clients along the, over the years, we found out that most people is either they're not comfortable with their car seats, they're having issues, maybe heat, or maybe their car is not really giving them that comfort that they desire. And, you know, for you to be able to sell your car, maybe you've used a car for like 2 years, 3 years, and you want to resell your car, the value will definitely drop. But if your car is well, in quotes, pimped.
Yeah, well maintained.
Yes, you have your car seats, you have your foot mats, things that will make your car even look way better than when you bought the car. If you want to sell, you're going to sell almost ×2. Because even if you end up removing the car seats, everything inside your car is the same. It's looking brand new.
Okay.
So it's not like we're tampering with the original settings of your car.
Okay.
So for us, it's all about being comfortable.
Okay.
It's all about seeing your car as your next home.
Now, you made mention of this was a business that you got into. It's not something that you really planned. It happened kind of accidentally.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Okay. Well, I used to work with a foremost consulting company.
Okay.
Somewhere in Lekki, and went to HR outsourcing, HR services, and I've always been a salesperson, but I noticed that when I got into the organization, I was put to sales. Okay. That means I have to market the services, and I was doing very well. And along the line, I saw that I had a passion for product sales. Okay. That's two different things. Okay. Service sales and product sales.
And product sales, okay,
and I was like, okay, I need to explore that aspect.
So we can say passion was a major starting point for your business.
It was just a passion, just sell something.
Okay.
I sold egg. I sold Ankara. I sold sardines. So it was more like get something to sell.
So this was product sales.
Product sales.
Yes.
So, I had to start experimenting with product sales, just get to sell something. And along the line, I was like, okay, you actually have a car. I saw an advert on Facebook, a car that was well pimped. I was like, I love this kind of thing. I think I need to do something like this. I started doing my research. How do I get our cars in Nigeria to look like this?
Look like this.
It was amazing. And I would say that over the years, the response, the hunger in people to see something different in their cars has been so overwhelming. So it was more like, just sell this.
Okay.
Just, let people see the value that you're offering to them. And because everybody in Nigeria wants their car to be luxury.
Okay.
You're driving a Corolla, but you want your car to feel like a Lamborghini.
Exactly. When you step into step into the palace or something.
Exactly. So, we start with the interior.
Okay.
So that's why you have all these, the seat covers, the steerings. It's so many things you can do inside your car.
Inside your car.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about, this is sales entirely. So let's talk about sales and, because you already have some experience with sales. So this is something that someone can also learn. What challenges are peculiar to your business, but salespeople can also learn from when they want to run a business? Okay,
I think for us in Slaker, sales, or for me in particular, because I'm coming from a sales consulting background, and mind you, we do more of online sales.
Okay.
Before we had our store outlets.
Yes, okay.
So for us, being online sales was a bit challenging because, of course, the world is evolving and everybody wants delivered to my home. I don't want to come to your store, delivered to my, office, homes, and all that. So the first thing we did was we had to study the social media space.
Okay.
How do we come in? How do we break even? And Instagram was one platform that we started using, posting pictures, enticing people, and all that. The major challenge was getting people to actually buy, like convince them that this will work for your car. And because we didn't have a physical store then, getting people to convince people to trust you, that can actually deliver and meet the expectations was another challenge. But as God will have it, because even before I started this business, it was more like, God, I don't want to have an integrity issue.
Okay.
Because I'm coming from a service environment. I know what it is for a client to sign checks of 10 million, 11 million to give to your company, and you're telling stories at the end of the day.
Wait, 10 million, only accessories?
No, not accessories. I mean, where I'm coming from.
Okay. 10 million. I think we need to be partners in this business.
When you're working with sales, when you're service sales, and you see checks of 10 million, 11 million. Just
service sales?
Yes.
What am I doing with my life?
You have to train a company. You have to do human resource recruitment and all that. And it spans for like 3-4 months project.
Okay.
You're seeing this money coming in.
This kind of money, yeah.
You have to deliver. You have to give the client the right specifications.
So that was in your mind before you started your business delivery, ensuring that integrity. That's what you spoke about. Now, that's something that a lot of businesses need to learn from, integrity.
In fact, most times when I sleep and I'm like, okay, God, I hope I'm not owing anybody. I hope I'm not... I hope there's nobody that is going to call me out tomorrow to say, okay, you've not done this. So, because some online businesses now, they sleep very well. And they've not delivered service, but they're sleeping. And you're okay. And they don't have bad dream. For you to be able to succeed well in sales, whether online or in-store, you have to have that integrity. And if you don't have that, it's going to be difficult for you. Wonderful. People should be able to trust you. Okay. People should be able to say, okay. And, because it has been working well for us, you see clients sending us their review, videos, their pictures. They did X, Y, Z, and it turned out well. And before you know it, boom.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let's talk about future projections in such a way that can help someone out there. What are your future projections as a business, and how do you plan to scale up in such regard? Okay,
looking at, of course, Slaker Accessories is futuristic. Okay. It's not just a one-off thing and that's it. We're looking at the future ahead. And for us, since we're looking at cars, we have to look at the total aspect of cars and way beyond. Because like I was telling you earlier, we were looking at having car wash stand, automated car wash centers.
I will be your first customer.
Automated car wash centers where people can just drive in. You don't even need to come down. Nobody needs to know what that, because really, for us in Slate Car, we're trying to make people understand that most of these things they use in washing your car have an effect on your paints.
They do?
Yes.
They do?
You don't use detergent to wash your car. Detergents, they erode your car paints. Before you know it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, your paints are fading, and you're wondering what's happening. You don't use detergents on your car. So for us, we're going to start with, having an automated car wash that has the right car care products. I preach basically car care products on my page. From your tires, to your dashboard, to your rim, there are specific products for each and every. That's why most cars abroad, they last longer. And think that these cars, they've been driven for like 10 years. We wonder, how come this car is 10 years?
There are many things that cause that thing also.
Yes, maintenance.
If you drive on Ikorodu Road just once, that seems like you've driven 10 years on a road in Dublin or somewhere.
Yeah. Very true, very true, very true. But at the same time, the wear and tear that comes to Nigerian roads still needs to be maintained. Your tires, how often do you go for your checkups, your servicing, people actually leave their engine to knock. You drive, you don't go for servicing, you don't maintain your cars, you don't even take care of your car. And you expect your car to serve you for like 3 years, 4 years. So these are the things we try to mitigate. And again, for us at Slate Car, we're looking at, creating that awareness for people to actually know more about their cars. We're looking at having public forums where people can actually come. You're driving a Corolla. What technicality of Corolla do you even know? Because right now, the world is evolving. Your mechanic will not be there. We have scanners now that we call it diagnostics tools that you can use to assess the level of damage to your car, even before you drive to a mechanic.
Sure.
So once you just scan your car, okay, it's showing you maybe your one dashboard light is showing red. What do I need to do? You scan your car, and it gives you what to do, like steps to prevent that from happening.
To prevent a future occurrence of something
people
bigger.
need to have those knowledge about their cars. So with these tools, you can actually take care of yourself.
Wonderful.
Before you go to the next
Before
mechanic.
you go to the mechanic
Exactly.
and all over. Now, if moving to the next level for this business, for upskilling, personally, are you looking at investors coming in as part of it, or is this something that you want to do with what you have on ground now? Is this something that you need external investment?
Sure. We are actually looking at investors because the likes of, because I believe so much in Nigeria.
Oh,
I believe so much in our brands. And I was happy when Koshari's Motors was used for the inauguration in Anambra State. It shows that we're beginning to appreciate our own. So for us, we're looking at partnering with the major brands, the Toyota, the Benz, talk of
I understand,
so many of them.
Let's not mention the brands, but I get you.
The Geelys, so many of those car brands, for them to be able to know that, okay, look at what Slate Car is doing. Once your vehicles are coming to the country, there are some things that you can actually do. Looking at customized foot mats. You can imagine, getting a brand new car and you're seeing maybe your name on the foot mats.
That would be wonderful. It was great talking to you. And yes, wishing you the best,
Thank you.
And someday Slate Car will be far up there. All right, so we have something. We prepared something for you there. All right, in the kitchen. Of course, as we get that, also Titi is there, and she will be having you. All right, just move there.
Welcome.
Yes, yes, please. Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Please take a seat. Please take a seat.
Good morning, yo.
I got it.
Good morning.
So this is Chef Olanike, and she has put together chicken soup.
Wow.
Goodness me. Now, I know that there's some amazing ingredients in there because I was here while she was making it. She made everything here from scratch. Would you like to taste it?
Sure. I love food.
You love food?
I love food.
All right.
But you want to tell her quickly?
Yeah, what's in there?
What's in there?
Chicken soup with, you can see we have button bread with tomato, salsa toppings.
Okay.
So you
For
might
the
want
chicken
to taste
soup?
the
Yeah, sure.
What's in the soup?
Okay, the soup, sorry. Chicken breast,
Yeah.
boneless chicken,
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
and then some spices and
All right. So please have a taste of the soup.
And let us know what you think about it.
Thank you. Everything was done right here. So what do you think? Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. It's like you were waiting for a particular flavor to hit you. Which one?
Exactly. But I think the ginger, the garlic combination, yeah,
all right.
it really spiced the soup up.
All right.
Well done. This is really nice. Well done.
So that's what we like to hear.
So our Monday breakfast is served.
Yes, it is.
And so,
hopefully you made something like this at home while we were making ours, or maybe you might make something later on today. Show us, use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and let's see what you come up with. Thank you so much, Chef Olanike. Taste imaginations.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Mike.
Our resident gentleman, Mike Masikeno. How you doing? Any
You see, in this
motivation
life comes in levels.
Monday motivation.
You understand? Let me use this. Sometimes you have car, sometimes you can have motor, and then sometimes you can have vehicle. This is slate car. You understand? What slate car is doing, what you have, we'll take it up. But if you carry vehicle or motor and enter that kind of automated car wash, it's you that will wash yourself inside the car and then to the car. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We're going to be back again tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Can't wait to see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.